guys, it's no one. Welcome to iHollywood TV, the TV show. Well, today's guest can be seen in the new holiday movie, Get Him Back for Christmas, coming to Great American Family Channel on December 14th. Please welcome star Alexa PenaVega to iHollywood TV for the first time. Hi, Alexa. Good morning.
Hey.
My goodness, I'm just rushing on over here, ain't I, Alexa? How are you? It's nice to meet you.
I'm great. Nice meeting you. You have such a joyful personality. I love it.
Oh, well, you and Carlos have joyful personalities, and you guys really make me smile. I love following you guys on the internet.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? We just like having fun. We just want to be happy. That's it.
Have fun. Life is too short not to have fun, right?
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. So we just try to make the most of it.
Well, happy holidays to you, my friends. So many who are around my age, we grew up watching you on the Disney Channel with the Spy Kids movie as Carmen Cortez. I remember that character very well. What do you remember, Alexa, from that project that really helped lead you to where you are today in your career, wouldn't you say?
Oh, you know what? Spy Kids was just so special because at the time they didn't really have movies like that. It was just such an empowering movie for kids. So for us, we didn't know what we were making. You know, Daryl Sabara, who played my brother in the movie, who I think you might know, he's married to Meghan Trainor. So they're kind of a big deal now, those two.
Look at
the
her.
It couple over there. But Daryl and I just had such an unreal experience. It was like summer camp every day on that set. And, you know, the first movie took many months to film along with the second and the third. And we kind of shot them, you know, back to back, not one after the other, but we would shoot one and then do a ton of press together. So we were with this same family, the same crew, the same people for so many years. And I feel like, you know, the theme of the movie was family, but it truly, you walk away from that movie just feeling just such a unity that's super rare in this industry. So I feel like I walked away just feeling that like family love more than any other project I've ever worked on.
You know, I feel like we don't feel enough of that in movies that are being made today. Like, they're not as good as they were back then.
No, not at all. Okay. For real, though, that's why we made this movie. We were so tired of, so my husband and I, we were like, okay, we're tired of watching these cheesy cookie cutter movies.
Right.
We wanted to make
with
something
the bad sets.
But for real, with the bad sets, all this stuff, we're like, we have a great budget. Like, why are we making these crappy movies? So for us, we're like, we want to set out to make an elevated Christmas movie, like the old school Christmas movies you used to watch back in the day. The kind that just made you feel good, where you walked away smiling so big and you couldn't even figure out why. So for us, it's not like, you know, we came up with something original here as far as like, oh, it's a whole new storyline, a whole new twist. Like, no, it's all the Christmas elements that you love, but elevated because it's just a good movie.
And we will talk about that here momentarily. But back to the Spy Kids. How did you land that role for Spy Kids, and how were you able to manage that job and also try to be a normal kid and go to school as well, because you were quite young when you got that role, Alexa?
Yeah, so actually I started working when I was 4. So to be honest with you, all I ever knew was set life. And you know, there were a lot of people who are like, do you feel like you lost your childhood? That's all I ever knew. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I never felt like, oh my gosh, like my childhood.
Why can't I be a normal girl? You know, this is my normalcy.
I just didn't know any different. I think there were a couple things where like I missed school dances. That was probably a little hard because I'm like, oh, I would have loved to have gone to prom, but
I didn't go to
prom. For real. Like, and I'd rather make a movie. I'm sorry, but it was just, it was so cool. It was an unreal experience. So for me, balancing it wasn't super hard. When I could go to regular school, I would go. Otherwise, you know, we were just doing school on set in between takes.
Now, when you would go to regular school, did like the kids in the classroom know you from all the movies and the projects you were doing? Like, did they think of you at a higher level than their own selves? Like, oh my God,
heck no. Oh my gosh, I wish I was as cool as Carmen Cortez was, but I was so dorky and I was such a poser. I just wanted to be cool so badly, and I wanted to be like. but like I
I
wanted to
got
be a
bullied a lot
skater
in school,
chick.
though.
Me too.
Oh.
Me too. It was not cool being a
Mm.
spy kid going to high school. It's one thing being in like junior high, and that's fine. But going into
Mm.
high school as a spy kid is like the most loser thing you could have been. Looking back
What?
now, I was like, those kids were stinkers,
They
but
were jealous. Look
they
at
were
you.
just turds. They were turds, but
Uh-huh.
that's okay.
The turds of it all. That's right. Oh my goodness. Well, Alexa, so many stars, they fall off the rails at a young age as they
Oh
always
yeah.
get put in this business at such a young age. How have you and your husband Carlos managed to still have values that are important to you and stay on a path where you can separate yourselves from that Hollywood lifestyle, like from
Yeah.
the,
I
hustle
mean,
every
look,
day?
the Hollywood lifestyle is intriguing. It's exciting, but it's
Yeah.
really self-serving.
Oh
And,
yeah.
I have to say, like, you can try to serve yourself over and over and over again, but there will never be enough.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could just keep giving yourself more and more. There's never enough. And there's
Mm-hmm.
something about serving others. There's something about giving back.
Mm,
And a lot of people who have like walked through depression actually talk about this.
yeah.
The more they think about themselves and go internally, the worse their depression gets. But the more they serve and give their life
They feel
purpose
good, don't they?
for the good of others, yeah,
Yeah.
it does something to your heart that you can't buy that.
Yeah.
It's literally like acts of good service. So
That's right.
for us, our faith is a big one, and just serving others is just huge. And we try to teach that to our kids from a young age, so
Oh,
that way they know, like, hey, serving others, there's
yeah.
nothing like it.
We are just getting started. We have more conversation with Alexa PenaVega when we come back. Come on back. We are back with the lovely, the delightful, I adore her, Alexa PenaVega. Now, you and your husband, Carlos PenaVega, who is known from the mega pop band Big Time Rush, my sister loved that band. I loved it too, but she had like the girl
Right.
crush on all
Oh
the
yeah, the
guys in
girl
the
crush,
band.
it's different.
Right?
It's a whole other level.
Yeah. But you guys have been married for 10 years. How are you able to make your relationship work? Because I'm sure a lot of people probably, wonder that, especially, being
Yeah.
a couple in the public eye, starring in movies that were, filmed in Hollywood. What continues to make it work? Because so many of the stars that we love and adore today on TV, they can never seem to stay in a relationship. I'm like, what's going on with them? I hear
know.
another
Well,
divorce. I'm like, it's so sad. People magazine.
I know. Well, I think it goes back to that self-serving thing.
Yeah.
The more and more you try to self-serve, it becomes self-sabotage. It really, really does, because you're never gonna have enough.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, just really being that perfect teammate for the other one. And we're gonna fall short. Heck, like, we will get in our fights. We'll be really frustrated with one another. But we always have that common goal. For us, that's our faith. So I feel like in a relationship, I always tell people, I'm like, you have to find that one thing that you're both fighting for
Yeah.
and fight till the end. That way you at least know you're in the same race. You're running next to each other. The problem is, I feel like a lot of people have so many different goals that are not common goals that they're running in all sorts of different directions. They're not even in the same race. So for us, we're in the same race.
Ooh, preach it, Alexa. Oh, we're
Yep.
going to church today.
We're going for a run, okay?
Now, by the way, I'm curious, how did you and Carlos meet?
We met at Bible study.
Oh, I love that. You guys met at Bible
great.
study. That
It
is sweet.
It is. I was like, I'm not finding any of the kind of guys that
That's
I
the
want to
guy to
marry
meet
anywhere
at church.
else.
What?
I walked in a Bible study and there he was.
Oh, and yes, everyone watching at home, Hollywood couples can go to church too. They're like, what? Oh my God. Is that even the thing? Yes, everyone. They're just like us, even though they're in the public eye. By the way, you and Carlos are back with another movie. Let's talk about it on Great American Family.
Yes.
What made you want to make the move? Or I don't know if it's, I don't even know if you guys made the move. I'm just gonna ask the question, from Hallmark to Great American Family, to create such beautiful family movies, because Bill Abbott was the CEO at Hallmark Channel. Now he's with Great American Family. And you guys are doing such great things at that network. I
Thank
love
you.
the
I love that
movies.
you know all this because most people don't know all this.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty
you know,
amazing.
I digged into the research of it all. I love Bill. You know, Bill follows us here at iHollywood. He follows me, my crazy self. So
No way,
shout
I
out
love
to
it.
Bill. Yeah, and
I
Pam
love
Slay
it.
and all the great American media
Pam
people over there.
Slay is awesome.
She slays, right?
Miss Pam Slay. There's no one like Pam Slay.
That's right.
Well, so for us, honestly, it was just kind of like, I don't want to say a happy accident, but it was just like the way it all happened was perfect.
Yeah.
PureFlix approached us about doing a bunch of projects together. So we were actually with PureFlix, and under our agreement with PureFlix, they ended up merging and buying PureFlix out. So we kind of we slid into Great American Family.
You slid into the Great American Family household.
Stuck in there.
They didn't slide into DMs. They slid into the people that work there. You know.
Exactly. But I don't know what's going on with this scarf, but I love it.
This is why I never wear one, because I literally wore one for my previous guest, Humberly Gonzalez, and I was just twirling it around. They're like,
twirling it the whole time.
Stop doing that. You know, my God, I'm too excited, Alexa. You know.
But anyway, it ended up being the perfect transition because for us, you know, Great American Family has been great, and they really allowed us the freedom on this particular movie to make something very different than you know, I think some of the Christmas movies have been in the past, and just in general, like
bringing that family niche back, you know, that like what everyone
like,
can watch.
Don't you remember those old school Christmas movies that you'd watch together that just felt good, and that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm smiling the whole time. I don't even know why. Like that's what we wanted.
You know, I just watched one movie this past weekend with my family, Holiday in Handcuffs. Have you ever seen that one with Melissa Joan Hart and Mario Lopez? She kidnaps this guy Mario and takes the guy home to her family.
I have not seen this. I'm seeing Mario today, though. I'm going to have to ask him questions about it.
Ask him about that. Holiday in Handcuffs. Tell him you were speaking with this little guy named Noah, and he watched this movie, and I watch it every year. I love that movie. It is so funny. She kidnaps him at a diner.
I'm going to have to look it up.
They need to bring something like that to Great American Family.
They do. I guess so. I don't know.
So
I'm going to have to look it up.
Look it up, Alexa, and watch it tonight with you and Carlos and the kids. I mean, it is a family movie. Even though she kidnaps him, it is a family movie. It is really, really good.
I'm bringing you home with me.
Yeah, it was like an ABC Family original. You know, now it's Freeform. You know, all the forms of it all. Anyway,
I crack up. Freeform. I did an ABC Family show. And then it became Freeform, and I was like, "That's an interesting name."
I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" I like ABC Family, right? With the Santa, the 25 days of Christmas.
I'm not going to dog Freeform, but I do miss the ABC Family.
When we come back, we are wrapping up my conversation with the delightful Alexa PenaVega. Come on back to iHollywood TV, the TV show. Welcome back. I am joined by Alexa PenaVega. Now, Alexa, you know, I got the opportunity to come out and meet you guys, but it never happened. I know. I don't know if it was for this movie. It was in Dallas, Texas, I believe.
No, you missed out on something so awesome. Oh, we had a chance to film at the AT&T Stadium. They cleared that place out for us.
Oh my goodness.
For real,
but it was like a whole last minute ordeal.
Oh.
But I really want to meet you guys. You guys are like just everything to me. I love you guys. Y'all are like just so much fun and so family oriented. And like this is like what we need to see in Hollywood right now. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you. We need that.
Even and oh my God, Hollywood has become Holly weird, you know, nowadays.
Oh, well, no, it's always been like that. It's just coming out now.
Yeah, it's coming out now because everyone has the phones and the social media of it all. Okay, all right, now we see you, Holly weird. Anyway,
Holly weird for sure.
But you guys are not Holly weird. You guys are Holly lovely. So
thank you. You.
All right, last question because I'm going to get the wrap up. So tell us about the story to this new holiday movie and what you really hope the viewers will take away from it, Alexa.
Okay, Getting Back for Christmas is about an up and coming pop star named Bella Harland who is just having an incredible career. She's
Mhm.
actually dating like the biggest pop star in the world, Sage Majors. And right before the holidays, he says that he wants to take a break, not a breakup, but just a small break to kind of clear
Oh,
his head.
oh,
So she goes back home alone for the holidays and decides that she's going to write the ultimate get him back song to win him back. And
oh.
she enlists her old songwriting partner from high school, Jack, who is at home. He works for the Salvation Army, volunteering his time because he's
Oh.
such a good man. And
Mhm.
together they write the most epic Get Him Back for Christmas song.
Oh my goodness. I have so many other questions I could ask you. I wanted to ask you about Great American the family festival that's happening, and you and
Oh my
Carlos,
gosh.
y'all
Yeah.
lit the Empire State Building for the Salvation Army this holiday.
So many cool things. So yeah, get him sorry, Great American Family is having an awesome Christmas festival. So if you
Yeah.
guys are near there, go visit. I heard they're
Mhm.
having a great time. Just bring your jackets
You'll
and
be
cuddle up.
there.
You know what? We won't be able to make it, but there are so
Oh,
many other Great American Family people. It's okay. I
I
think
just
Mario's
turned
gonna
down
be
people.
there.
People were like, "What? He got us so hot
Listen,
now."
listen. There are so many incredible
Mario.
other people there. Yeah, Mario. And
Mhm.
then we had the opportunity. We were in New York a couple days ago, lighting
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Empire State Building red for Giving Tuesday with the Salvation Army.
Oh, I mean, that has to make you guys feel real good to give
It
back.
was
I mean,
awesome.
especially during that time of the year, and ring the bell. You know, the at the kettle thingy, the kettle
Yeah, I
thingy.
mean, we've loved Salvation
Yeah,
Army for years, and a lot of people just associate them with the kettles. But what's
yeah.
really cool is you can sign up to volunteer and ring the bell, and
Ah,
so many people will walk up to you to give donations, but then tell their story about how Salvation Army saved their life.
oh
Whether it was
wow.
through helping them with like finances or helping them through recovery from addiction,
Uh-huh.
they have so many programs, and not a lot of people know that. So
Mm.
volunteering, you're going to hear some crazy stories. It's incredible
And the money is for good. It goes to help
for
families
good.
in need. Because some people
It
might
is.
think,
They're
where does
the
that
real
money
deal.
go? You know.
They actually tell you. They
Yeah.
they they list it all for you, and I think it's like 83 cents of every dollar
Oh.
goes directly to what you're giving it to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love to support the organizations. I know I supported Toys for Tots too. I support Salvation
Awesome.
Army. So it is just amazing.
Yay.
It's a great time to give, for
It is.
sure.
It is.
Absolutely. Well, Get Him Back for Christmas is coming to Great American Family Channel on December 14th at 8, 7 Central. Thank you so much, Alexa, for coming on the show. I really enjoyed this. It was nice to meet you. I could chat with you
It's
all
nice
day
meeting you,
long, and I send you my
Noah.
love.
I
You
know.
and Carlos, you know.
Thank you. Have fun, Noah. Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back in a moment. Welcome back. Well, a few days ago, I got to chat with the incredible T. Martin Bennett about his book, Wounded Tiger, now available for purchase. This book is about the true story of the pilot who led the Pearl Harbor attack, whose life was changed by an American prisoner and by a girl he never met. Really interesting book. Makes for a great stocking stuffer if you know of a person in your family, friend that loves to read. They will love this book. But without further ado, here's my conversation with T. Martin Bennett. Check this out.
Hey, Noah, great to be with you today.
It is so nice to have you on the show. By the way, congrats on the book. But for those who have not read your book quite yet, Wounded Tiger, can you tell us what it's all about?
Wounded Tiger is the true story of the pilot who led the attack in Pearl Harbor, whose life was changed by an American prisoner and by a girl he never met. So this is a pretty much unknown story. When I stumbled across it over 10 years ago, I thought, wow, this would make a tremendous film. Wrote out the screenplay, and then later novelized it to book form, which is what you've got in your hand right now. So what we can take away from the story, and we can learn from history. So on the back of the book, it says, remember the past, live for the future. That's actually a quote from a Japanese national who read the book in Japanese. We communicated via email, and he said, well, Martin, it's important that we go over the history and learn from it, but we have to live for the future. And I thought that was really brilliant way to put it. And what we can take away from this is, although people have been killing each other and hating each other and living in revenge, cycles that just seem to never end, you can observe in this story, which is a demonstration of breaking that chain of revenge. So Fuchida he's the lead character in this story, but he's only about 50% of the story. And he hated America. He loved, it was pure joy to bomb Pearl Harbor, which as a high school student, even in college, I thought, what are the Japanese thinking? Why would they do that? In this
Yeah.
story, we flesh out that side of the story. There's a guy named Jake DeShazer who's an American. When he heard of the Pearl Harbor attack, just like every other red-blooded American male, he was like, okay, we're gonna go kill these guys. We're gonna get revenge. And that's what he wanted. In his own words, he was, quote, crazy with hatred, end quote, toward the Japanese. And then there's the Covell family, who were teachers and missionaries who came to Japan. Their kids were born in Japan. They all spoke fluent Japanese, but they fled to the Philippines because they feared for their lives as Americans in Japan. And then they sent their kids back to the United States. So there's three plot lines that are completely separate as the story begins. And as it progresses, they come together in the end. So what we can take away is, one, the chain of revenge can be broken, and you can see how that happens through forgiveness. But that forgiveness and that power to love her enemies has to come from somewhere. And this girl, Peggy Covell, she went way out, way out of her way to love her enemies in such a way that was astounding to Fuchida when he heard about it, because her parents are being persecuted in the Philippines. So it was his curiosity about why you would love your enemies instead of hate them, and seeing how she cared. She had the question, where does this love come from? Fuchida was asking, I can see that she loves her enemies, but I don't know why. And that was a great question that drove him in his journey, that led to a really positive answer.
Well, guys, be sure to go pick up a copy of Wounded Tiger. The Audible book is coming out on December 7th on Amazon. But tell us one more time, Martin, where can our listeners and readers and viewers find your book and connect with you online?
Yeah, so Wounded Tiger is available on Amazon. It's just under the name Wounded Tiger. And there's a website, woundedtiger.com, for more information about me and the story. You can reach me on my website. You can reach me. There's also Wounded Tiger on Facebook and Wounded Tiger on X.
Never miss out on a brand new episode. Subscribe to iHollywood TV's YouTube channel today. We'll be right back in a moment. Oh my goodness, what a fun show. I really enjoyed my guests today. T. Martin Bennett, Alexa PenaVega, thank you guys so much for making the half hour fly by so quick. Everyone, thank you for watching. I'll see you back here next time on iHollywood TV, the TV show. Have a great day. Bye.